Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CyberPower 2016, our Summer Pro Series Finals. We've got our second map of our first semi-final. Again, Liquid versus OpTic. I am Sprawl, joined by Dust, and Cobblestone is our map here. So, hoping to see some better stuff from OpTic. Again, 16-4 on the first map. Not what we were hoping for at all. If you wanted to see an exciting map, sure, if you're just a fan of OpTic. But Cobblestone generally bodes a little bit better for them. But we'll see. Again, if you're just joining us, Stan is in for Daps at the moment. So some interesting stuff as we see Liquid actually getting aggressive towards long A. Pimp annihilates Rush first and foremost. Tarek eventually trades off, but he won't expect that Nitro's here. Nitro whiffing, but eventually puts down Tarek, and that's the bomb down.
Yeah, Nitro was kind of in that in-between state where he wanted to be patient to see if anyone else was coming out, but then realized, oh, that dude has the bomb, don't want to let him get away. It has to step out and take him down. Eventually hits the mark, and now things become rather difficult for OpTic. The bomb down where it is. Elige and Nitro have a crossfire now, basically on Mixwell in just a moment here. So Mixwell's certainly going to go down here in just a moment, I would imagine. So he actually gets around the smoke and gets Nitro alone. Oh no, he gets a snipe kill. No, Nap is getting out of there. Panic mode, butthole clutch. He runs out of there. And so it's going to be a 2-on-1. Oh, Elige just one taps him away.
Shot. What a round. All of which playing out towards long A here. Plenty of headshots, almost a knife, but didn't come to fruition. But Team Liquid start on the same foot they left off on. They will have a dominant pistol round, and I thought maybe OpTic may have been able to recover the bomb when Mixwell pushed through that smoke, but yeah, wasn't happening. So OpTic now on the force buy. But we'll see. This is a map where if you can get some coordinated play, maybe towards drop, you can find a potent play with this weaponry. But we'll see. They've got quite a few smokes to work with, so it might be a minor execute here onto this B bomb site.
Certainly could be, and Liquid certainly looking to get that 3-0 start. So good for the CT side of Cobble if you can do that with this map being as terror-sided as it is. Smoke's coming in to basically counter any type of drop play for now. Mixwell, you do see him lining up some sort of smoke. I think that's the smoke to block drop room vision, but it also could be next to tree. Not 100% sure on that. The smoke comes in here, though, from Liquid, trying to see if they can't further stall out OpTic, as they actually have Pimp pushing out long A by himself. So this is going to allow Nitro to rotate pretty quickly here and be a fourth man at the B bomb site as soon as Pimp clears out middle. So they're going to have a really fast rotate, and Pimp will have a good flank.
There we go, Rush and Tarek inside of the drop down. We've got smokes raining in, and then we'll wait for those to deploy before actually pushing out a drop. So Hiko's actually in the midst of this rock smoke here. Elige and the Liquid squad honestly coming up with the full hold. So very quick round once the execution actually came into play, and Liquid able to find the mow down.
Yeah, I think it was everyone on the lineup got a kill there. Again, just Pimp being able to get some information and a quick flank and big rotate from Liquid easily shut that down. So it's going to be 2-0 for Liquid. And OpTic now going to have to work with much less than this one. A couple of P250s and one flash on Stanislaw. So late again, it's maybe going to flash push into something really rapidly. We should see a quick 3-0 here.
See if Hiko can build up some change. As JDM looking again to do similar things. Got a nade in hand towards Broken Wall. Just hoping that he would catch these players a little bit more, as the nade just a little off its mark. But a follow-up nade with a little bit more damage, and here we go. SMG coming out to play. JDM only gets one. Hiko gets one with his Mag 7. Now only Stanislaw getting a little bit of damage dealt before the round comes to a close. So not awful. They at least get 2 frags. No bomb plant, but an alright eco.
There is the 3-0 start from Liquid. OpTic, though, going to be able to get into the buy now. Won't have an op in play, so it's just going to be AKs across the board here. See what they're going to want to do at this point. A P90 is still going to be in play here for Hiko. And JDM will, of course, have his trusty op. He will be taking it towards the B-bomb side. JDM seems to be one of those more B-heavy oppers on this map. I know a lot of oppers can be kind of A-rotators, but he really likes to be on this side of the map. They try to do a boost on drop. It doesn't work out. And now the timing isn't going to be correct, so he'll just back off and take it over towards the statue to just defend the long B platform from there. Again, kind of new positioning here for some of these players on OpTic. They actually have Mixwell working the platform with the rifle. Normally that's Tarek, so again, seeing some differences here and what I'm used to seeing from them.
I like this long A setup here from Liquid. We've got Pimp. He's boosted up in that little, that kind of balcony spot, but he's actually on the ledge in a way that he can peer down into danger. So cool way to hold that. And then at his backside, he's got Nitro with him. Doesn't look like we're going to see that come into play at all, as OpTic leaning towards this B side. NAF is eventually grouping up with the squad. They still have a few smokes to work with. Counter smoke from the CT side, so that's going to delay things a little bit here, unless they feel like executing through. But I got to imagine that I'm just going to wait it out as everybody has lined up their utility. Only a single player towards drop, so very heavy towards broken walls. We've got 4 players about to jump on out, taking incredible amounts of damage, not even allowed out. As the wall is put up, Nafly is now the last one remaining. He doesn't have the bomb, and he's going to fall to JDM. So, yeah, the wall is standing strong. Donald Trump will be proud. Sorry.
There you go. Nope, yeah, no, totally understandable. As JDM gets 3 kills on that round with the AWP, but also great work from Elige and Hiko working over towards tree in the drop-down room to just put a stop to OpTic's execute. So now they'll have to just go with Tech-9s here. So Liquid getting perhaps a 5-0 start on the CT side of Cobblestone. That's going to be tough to battle against if you're OpTic. They really need to start getting their act together here quickly, or we might even wind up being ahead of schedule, to be honest, on this bracket.
Oof, Pimp goes down right from the get-go as he was trying to hold danger, but multiple players jumping in front of him and landing an immediate headshot. That doesn't bode well for him at all. So they're going to pick up that rifle, and it looks like they'll swap back over towards the B side, at least slowly. We can see the rotation has heavily been pulled over to A, though, as we got 3 in the center of the bomb site.
Might even be a double fake. They're actually sending Stanislaw and NAF to B to perhaps carry people back over to the B-bomb site, and that bomb, though, still tucked in at A halls. JDM is going to have his op, though, here, and Hiko seems to be, you know, standing his ground, so they're just going to split kind of to each site. So perhaps they'll still be able to put up a good defense here. Rush, though, has an M4 to work with now. And they're actually going to do a drop split. Nitro might be able to backstab, but JDM and Hiko are going to feel the pressure here.
Yeah, Hiko goes down to Rush, that's the M4 in play, and JDM follows in the same fashion. So Elige and Nitro, the last ones on the field, they're going to be rotating in from Connector. Elige towards the door, Nitro towards the balcony in the crawl space area. But now in a post-plant setup, Tarek has an op in his hands. I remember there was a time where he was trying to utilize that quite often. Wasn't the most impressed, but we'll see if he can find it here as he's standing in the center of the bomb site. Nitro takes a lot of damage towards that crawl space area, and Elige will actually exit the door, searching around for some sort of victim. Does put down Tarek right before that smoke actually plumes. So they've got a small opportunity, but it's not large, as we'll see Rush taking down Nitro, Elige on the bomb site.
Wow.
And he takes down both, just enough time to find the defuse. I think not quite.
Wow.
So close. OpTic will be able to take it.
Elige almost made the play there. Really quick spray down to get those final kills, but just not enough time to get the defuse down. Really well done there from OpTic, just manipulating the rotation so well and being able to get that drop room split in. Really just kind of isolated Hiko and JDM. They were feeling pressure from multiple angles and just couldn't quite hold control of the site. And so OpTic, they'll kind of steal one a little bit early. A little bit of a love tap going on there to Tarek, though, from Mixwell. So, you know, just kind of easing his new teammate in.
A little bit of hazing, right? As you see him aggressive towards long A with his op here. Stan actually taking down Nitro as they go 1 for 1. And Tarek has made it up a ramp quite far, but it looks like they will put the brakes on things and send everybody back towards B. So at least the rotation has been pulled, and maybe they're kind of learning from their success in the last round, being that there was so many players over there. But we'll see what happens here. Only Elige towards B.
That's 2 rounds in a row now that OpTic early in the round are able to pull a massive rotate towards the A bomb site and then kind of shuffle into something different. And it looks like this time they're going to commit to B. Now JDM is beginning to rotate with that op, and even Hiko is as well. So it looks like maybe they'll still get here in time to defend against this. That timing window that OpTic had is starting to kind of close off. Of course, they couldn't know what was going on. But now they do have Tarek and drop. They're going to try to keep the outside attack.
Oof, JDM plays close towards drop, can't hit the shot. And that should be the entrance here into the bomb site. Hiko with 1, but Mixwell with the trade. It's now a double op. It's actually all ops on the field right now. 1v2, Pimp. We'll see if he can get the better end of things. as he does not have a kid in hand. I believe there's one down near him. We'll find out if he can... there's one in Chicken Coop, so we'll see if he can make it that far as he takes down Tarek. Now only Mixwell. Gotta think Mixwell should be the better marksman in this regard, but Pimp trying to give him a run for his money, hoping that he's going to peek out towards his side, and does leg him. Now with the pistol, but Mixwell finds the close range off shot. So OpTic find their second. Still an expensive round. His last one they survived with no one. This one they survived with only Mixwell, but still 2 on the board.
Yeah, but the money is also run dry over on the Liquid side of things. So they're not going to be able to put a purchase in here. So this could be where OpTic starts to get a little bit of a foothold in this half, because it's been pretty much the Liquid show, really this entire series thus far. So this is where OpTic really needs to start shining if they want to have a chance to make something happen here on Cobblestone and perhaps force a third map. You're going to see OpTic lining up here inside Long B. Mixwell getting boosted to see if he can't spot anyone crossing onto the platform.
Mixwell just with his head down at the moment. Eventually is going to peek up when he's thinking someone may have moved up onto the Broken Wall Plateau area, but nobody there at the moment. The rotation being pulled from the A side. They had a setup just, towards a middle. Liquid decided to push multiple players through mid, which is not an awful eco strat. We see that from time to time, but not the case here. So eventually OpTic just groups up back towards B. And again, the heavy stack towards the side. Nitro eventually is going to get in on this action as well. So there should be 5 defenders. Granted, they only have pistols, but we've seen some craziness in this bomb site when that's the case. But it looks like OpTic is clearing it out just fine. Hiko and Nitro towards the drop-down area, trying to work the edge of the smoke as Hiko, but he's put away now only Nitro. And considering, again, how expensive those last couple rounds were for OpTic, this is the round they were looking for. Finally build up some bank.
Yeah, they're going to make it 4-3. Liquid be able to get a bye into the next round, however. That's where we'll kind of see how things are going, where things might be headed. As we certainly have had OpTic's number through most of the day so far, but now finally OpTic is starting to get a little bit of something going for themselves. And they're not going to be able to do a double op anymore on the Liquid side, which they've really been favoring that. We saw that on the Mirage 50 side as well as the opening rounds here on Cobble. And in fact, they won't have an op at all. You know, you didn't have the money to get one for JDM either, so it's just going to be M4s across the board here. A max 7, in fact, on Hiko.
See if they can make work of that, as JDM has been doing big things with that op thus far. Pimp, I think, could have afforded a glass cannon if he wanted to purchase, but didn't go for it. Comfortable with the utility in M4. We'll see some presence towards A. Similar round to what we've been seeing from OpTic, 3 towards B, 2 outside of A. See if they can find any sort of picks here, as Mixwell with the op is off to that side as well as NAF, and that smoke will dissipate towards A middle. Liquid playing more or less conservatively towards A. They've got him on the lower part of this stack. Nitro is actually boosted up on this ledge towards Long, and again, that's one of those angles that we see, maybe not often, but it can be tricky enough. And you can't actually see them from Long A, so good news there. But Rush takes down Hiko towards drop, so that's a big opening for OpTic.
Yeah, they're going to do that same exact A split as well, so that means that Pimp and Nitro need to figure something out because the pressure is going to be coming from multiple sides. They need to pick one angle and just try to take care of it, but they can't. Mixwell and Nap just storm the front and take control of this A bomb site, and that's going to be that. Elysian JDM likely just to save these 2 M4s at this point, so just, you know, really catching Hiko kind of an awkward space inside the drop-down room and then being able to use that control to split the A site, and they just annihilate everyone in their way. And so they will tie up this game 4-all, so really starting to see out of OpTic now.
You can see how awkward it is for those 2 A players towards middle to try and hold connector from that spot. That's why Nitro tried to fall off of his boost spot, because he was more or less a sitting duck. But as soon as he falls, Mixwell peeks from A middle, takes him down, and they somehow managed to guess that there's another player deep in middle as well. So no success on the defensive efforts at all. And OpTic will be able to string their 4th round in a row, and 5 left up. Their economy's looking brilliant at this point, so they're really coming back into their own. And I was hoping to see this early on in the half, as not that I would expect OpTic to get demoralized at some point. They're definitely an experienced lineup in that regard, but still, after a 16-4 defeat, it's good to see them coming back.
Yeah, definitely good to see them actually posing a threat in this match as opposed to Mirage, where they were basically the doormat that Liquid were wiping their feet on all the way to a victory. So definitely putting up a much better fight here. And in fact, they really have Liquid's economy in a stranglehold, so they really could just start rolling out a good win streak here on this T side. They can keep things up. As Tarek will lead the charge into B-bomb site, but Elige in the corner there, not being checked, and now JDM will use that distraction to come out with one of his own, so they're starting to find a little bit of resistance here.
JDM has 2 players with him, 2 teammates, Hiko and Nitro. Looks like Hiko's going to rotate out. I don't think they recognize that there is 3 players that have made it into the bomb site. They just haven't really shown themselves, as forward Molotov moves one of the CTs back even further, so JDM even more isolated as Rush is boosted up onto the tree box. 2 frags going away of the T side. It's now only Pimp flanking in a 1v3, and Stanislaw is all over it, finds the headshot. Credit to Pimp, he hit the headshot immediately, but FAMAS versus AK is going to win that.
Yeah, I mean, that's finally OpTic actually having a little bit of trouble getting something going there. Liquid put up a bit of a fight there in the beginning. Elige and JDM coming up with a couple of frags, but it doesn't matter. OpTic's still able to get the job done. You're starting to see Mixwell a little bit more in his element now, as well as Rush still doing great work, which he was actually doing fine on Mirage, I think, as well. And he seems to be keeping up with that pacing here, as we are going to see OpTic go into a little bit more of a slower default now. Naf and Mixwell just working over here towards middle.
Interesting light buy as we got the double scout look. See if they can find the damage that they're looking for. Mixwell is going to be sent down very low early, so that's promising for Liquid. And they're hoping to tag up some players with the scouts, and then makes the lives of these pistoling players much easier. They can finish off players, but you see Rush and Tarek pressuring towards drop down. 3 players towards the A side. It looks to be another split of sorts as Rush again makes it into that drop down area. Hiko does have a teammate with him inside of Connector. It looks like Rush will be left alone inside of the drop down area and everybody else rotating to A.
Yeah, so we're going to see if this little quasi-buy from Liquid is going to be able to come up with anything, as they are in fact bringing that bomb, as you noted, through the A halls now. Just Rush kind of remains over here in the drop-down room, his normal position, looking to see if he can't pick up on anything. Pimp finds the headshot, finds another 2, just jump scouting away here.
It's a great place to do it as well. JDM finds Rush towards drop, so it leaves only Naf and Stan. There's still players to deal with inside of the bomb site, but they're making their way up now. It's only the players inside of the bomb site. Naf with 15 seconds to clear it out. Nitro is going to try and play this tricky like. Naf is just wasting so much time attempting to find some sort of duel here, but eventually he finds it, but he's got no time to get the bomb down, so is unaware to the positioning, and it's going to cost him the round and his life after. No loss bonus for Naf.
Yeah, that's going to hurt a little bit money-wise, but when you have Mixwell and Rush with, 9, 10K apiece, they can certainly drop around, so it won't be too much of a problem. But what is a problem is that Liquid come up with a victory in a round where they barely had anything invested into it. Now it's going to be, an even 5-all. And so Liquid, I mean, they're putting up a great fight on the CT side of a map that's normally very difficult to find rounds on the defense. And now they will have that double op setup back in play as well with JDM and Pimp. And JDM will be here with his over towards the B platform. Some good counter flashing, allowing him to get into position here on the platform.
Yeah, I'm going and looking up and over the smoke. Peeking the edge of the smoke, spots out Mixwell. That's the bomb going down as well. They sent Mixwell aggressive for a pick and left him with the bomb. I feel like that's got to be a lapse in judgment, but now they got to retrieve it. JDM finds Stan as well. They've sent 2 players that have dropped down, but their broken wall efforts are all for naught. Rush and Tarek left on the field, and I just don't see how they're ever going to be able to recover this bomb considering their position.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. It's just the playmaking of JDM come into play there. He's the type of opper on either side of the map who's willing to take the initiative and try to make something happen, and he certainly does in this round, kind of single-handedly thwarting what OpTic were looking to set up there on the B side of the map, and money's starting to run a little bit low here on the OpTic side as well, so I mean, Liquid are really starting to gain control back in this half in a big way.
Yeah, most definitely. Tarek now alone, that up in hand. See if he can find anything here. He goes, spots him out, puts quite a bit of damage into him, and I gotta feel that Nitro should have his number as he's rotating back into the A bomb site, and he does spot out Tart. There goes the AWP. So, like you had stated, Liquid really finding a nice half for themselves on the CT side. 5 rounds for OpTic. If they can kind of keep them at bay on 5, Liquid would be very happy with that, but I got a feeling that OpTic might have a little bit more to show us. But that double op setup, it does seem a little bit difficult for OpTic to deal with, and Mixwell, again, you would think that that would be maybe their best chance, sending him to entry on the platform versus JDM, but can't get it done that last round. But he does have the op again here.
Indeed, he does. Tarek going to be a little bit limited with the Tech 9, but there's still a decent amount of utility and firepower there to work with. Dan's all trying to see if he can't start gaining a little bit of control here over on the A side of the map with NAF. They will just kind of back off as Legion Nitro do have 4 positions on that side.
I was thinking about pushing there. Stanislaw, he did flash in, but didn't decide to peek, and probably for good for him, as again that setup looking damn good on the crossfire. And OpTic heading back towards B. They've got everybody over here, so gotta think that we'll see an execute of sorts. This type of play towards long A, it is meaning that Pimp is actually staying towards A a little bit longer, but now with them aggressing out and clearing the area, Pimp can join the fray towards Connector, so this is an interesting setup from the CT
and this
side with
flank
Pimp
is going to hurt real badly if OpTic keep holding up here in the lobby. They have no idea this is coming.
We'll see what kind of timing they can find. That flank needs to come in soon, as they want to work a pinch of sorts, not have all their players go down before that flank comes in. Elige, the only thing separating him and Mixwell is the smoke at the moment. He's going to jump right through. Mixwell falls, and now the flank does come in full force. So Tarek now in a 1v3, and he goes down to Nitro. So Liquid, again, gaining that ground towards A definitely was what won them the round.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just kind of that timing thing where if maybe a Legion Nitro wait a little bit longer, then OpTic actually can execute where the rotate's really far off, and that plays out a little bit differently. But, you know, JDM held his ground quite well over in the Chicken Coop. He's having a big game, 12 kills, as well as Elige, who's certainly looking hot right now, 14 for him. So, definitely coming up big. And again, you know, OpTic, they were pretty limited in the last round what they had to work with, and now they have to do more with even less. Just pistols now. Sanzal trying to beat the timing here on Hiko's Incendiary. He will get the kill, but Elige is there to trade with the ump. Meanwhile, though, the A bomb site's been cleared out a little bit here, but Pimp has rotated to get one, but it's just back and forth at this point. And OpTic, though, they're on the better end of the deal right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised Tark was able to get that frag on a Pimp, but indeed it was the case. So now 2-on-2, and Connector is pretty difficult to retake from. They do have utility, so we'll see how that comes into play. There's no utility on the OpTic end of things, and honestly, Mixwell, it's a bit of a one-man army, as Tark is very fragile. He's actually just going to hide inside of the smoke. I don't mind it, considering how low he is, and of course it's Tark, so not a surprise. Mixwell taking down the first. It's now Tark versus Elysian. There's just no way he expects to flank from behind, but he's not finding the shot. First and foremost, Elige puts him down, and that has got to be so frustrating for Tark.
Is it again going to be a time where he can't defuse in time? Oh my god, it's twice this half now that's happened.
Oh my god.
That's literally the difference between like a 9-4 half and what we have now.
You can hear the sigh of relief from Tarek, I'm sure, just echo out, because that was, he definitely wanted a little bit better 1v1 there, but
two buzzer beater
round,
diffuse
right?
scenarios that have gone OpTic's way this game. What a difference maker.
Definitely Liquid. Could be a couple rounds in their favor, even better, but 7-6, we'll see a bye coming in for OpTic, obviously, as they take that last round. Hiko with the Mag 7 moving into this one, and no double op look, so in a 1-for-1 trade early, they go quickly through middle, and it looks like they're just going to follow through with it. Sometimes we see them get that pick and just fall off, but Pimp is still lurking inside of this danger area here. He's going to hear Mixwell towards. Oh, okay, he flicks around right when Mixwell peeks, maybe anticipating a flash or someone from behind, but can't get it done, and it's going to be a 3-on-4 retake.
And you can see OpTic, they're just being so explosive right now. They won that last round. They just immediately roll out into a quick A hit. No hesitation. Wow, and Mixwell, as you noted, with the quad kills, and they actually tie up the game 7-all. So this is turning into quite the back and forth type of half. Not back and forth round for round. Both teams have kind of had their own little run of winning streaks, but it all comes down to a tied game with 1 round left in the half and Liquid with very little to work with, though they did win a round just like this where they had a couple of scouts in play, so we'll see.
See if Pimp can find some pretty scout frags as he did last time around. And yeah, interesting to note that, again, both streaks that OpTic has gone on now, they both started with that the defuse that just barely didn't make it. So we'll see how this last round of the first half pans out. We've got the double setup towards Long A. JDM and Pimp, Scout and CZ75. We'll see if that's going to work out. Pimp has got to hit an immediate headshot as they come around the corner, and just hope that doesn't get tagged up, but it'll be Elige to fall first towards the broken wall area. And this might prompt a rotation. We'll see Pimp actually head back towards the A bomb site. JDM staying inside of Long A, and he's going to have an excellent opportunity versus one and another one. He's worried about someone coming up from Long A, and that is definitely the reality as Mixwell falls as well. The CZ75 looking as good as it was when it was first introduced, as we got Tarek, low hit points, OpTic. Hard to see him recovering on this one.
That's like the second time we've seen this double scout buy up where JDM's made a play with the CZ. You know, just even when Liquid are up against the ropes, they don't have the real equipment that they'd really want. They still find ways to win, it seems like. Now, Russian Tech still might have a chance to reel this one back in, but Nitro now, having been able to collect an AK from OpTic, Pimp still has a scout in play. It's going to be rather difficult for them. They're trying to work through the same bomb site, but 2 people are already here, and they kind of botched the smoke.
Luckily, they had a Molotov to kind of cover the cross, but well, Rush finds himself alone. And with 15 seconds to get this bomb down, there's still 2 players literally inside of this bomb site. It's not going to happen. Nitro puts him away, and it's going to be 8-7 at half. So, honestly, I feel like Liquid could have had an even more dominant half if we didn't see those 2 starts to the streak happen the way they did.
Could have very easily been 10-5 if either one of those, those 2 diffuses go differently, right? You know, if the clutch gets one a second earlier in the gunfight, Liquid actually diffuses those 2 bombs, and you have a really dominant CT side. So a little bit fortunate there for OpTic that they were able to play out those 1v1s in those rounds and kill enough clock to allow a victory. But you still have to feel like Liquid are in such a powerful position, right? They have a lead already going into the T side of the map, of a map that usually favors the offense. So with map 1 already under their belts, they're looking good to make this grand final. So OpTic are going to have to dig deep here on their own CT side to kind of survive all of this.
I would say one thing that OpTic has going for them this map rather than, or compared to last map, Mixwell's firing a little bit more than he was, 13 and 10, top fragging at the moment. Rush up there as well, but again, Tark below 10 frags, got Naf on 6. But again, Mixwell, I think he's the one to note. If he can maybe bring that performance into the opposite side here, maybe that'll be enough. As we saw how impactful the AWP can be from the CT side of Liquid, how JDM can make work of it, and again, even Pimp at times. So if Mixwell can do that, maybe they have their stellar CT side that'll bring them the map victory. But I got to think Liquid, with the 8 rounds at half, that definitely puts them in the boat to take this 2-0 and move on to the finals.
I mean, they still look in better form than OpTic just across the board. I mean, you have JDM playing well throughout the series. You know, you got Nitro and Elige, the 1-2 punch there, are playing pretty well. Pimp kind of cooled off a little bit from Mirage, but still playing, you know, pretty solid. Meanwhile, yes, for OpTic, you have seen Mixwell kind of wake up and start getting back into things, but I mean, you know, Naf, who had like kind of a big Mirage, has kind of cooled off, and Tarek's still kind of struggling to find himself here. So
we'll see how the next half plays out. Again, would point you guys in the direction of our beautiful giveaway, as we'll get one of our mods to spam that away inside of the chat. Head on over to the CyberPowerPC website and check that out, as again, we have the next semifinal coming up right after this. It's going to be Immortals versus Cloud9, and then, of course, the finals will be right after that. So, excitement on the horizon, indeed, and we're still not done this first semifinal.
yeah, I actually have to see about that, because I think the Immortals Cloud9 match starts in an hour from now. So if this match ends early, we might have a bit of a break in between the 2 series.
Good point, yeah.
So we'll try to give you that information as soon as we get it. Just want to kind of warn you that there might be a bit of a break between this one and the next semi, if in fact Liquid win this map quickly or something. So
We'll see indeed. We'll keep you posted as we move into the second half of our second map here. And again, Liquid up a map, so we'll see how their T side plays out. Smoking a flash on Hiko and Nitro. We've got utility on Stanislaw, Nade and a kit. Everybody else with armor. And it looks like the CT side will stack towards B early here.
Seen this pistol from Liquid before, just going through Dragon Lore and kind of setting up for an A explode, but just kind of a different way. And they make the noise that they're towards B as they set up for this, and so it kind of begins to pull some rotations. Stanislaw Mixwell's finally getting back in the site in time, but still getting caught in awkward spaces. Mixwell, yeah.
He had no idea what was coming up that ramp as Pimp takes down both on the entry. Both defenders, that is. Naf will be flanking quickly. I believe he was boosted from drop, but Nitro will not be able to find him. Look to have the jump on him, but Naf with a nice shot. So Tarek and Naf both coming from the flank area. Hiko will be protecting long A, but he goes down as well. So this retake looking more and more viable. If they can find Stanislaw's kit, then definitely it turns into a reasonable situation. JDM and Elige, the last two defenders of this bomb plant. Now only Elige. Tarek coming up from behind. He will go down to Elige on the jumper. Naf is only on 3 hit points. It's going to be so difficult for him to find it, and he has not found Stan's kit, so no way he's finding the defuse there.
Elige is like, I'm winning this one this time, guys. Like, you're not going to get me this time. I'm gonna lock this one up. And so it is going to be a 9-7 there for Liquid. So yeah, just a cool little pistol round tactic there. The Dragon Lore A hit. I've seen a couple of different teams use that one. It's pretty neat. And that will give them the start that they want to try to see if they can't just take this series in 2 maps. OpTic, what they want to do here, looks like they are going to force up quite a bit. Even Naf getting the SMG, so they're going real heavy-handed into this one. That can really set you back, too, when you want ops later, so better hope this works out.
Where's Naf going to play with the MP9 is my question. Okay, close on Broken Wall. Too bad. Upsetting for him as they are hitting towards A, so he's not going to have much attention with that until he goes for a retake, potentially Mixwell. Playing close towards Cannon, literally stands on top of a grenade. It couldn't have gotten worse for him. And Stanislaw goes down as well. So, save situation.
Yep.
I like this call from OpTic. There's no point in just throwing away this weaponry when they've already taken the bomb site.
It's certainly a heavy investment when you also put an SMG into the mix, so being able to hold on to it, maybe pose a similar threat in the next round if you can get that MP9 positioned in a better location and actually maybe get them to run into you or something. But it looks like they are actually kind of running out middle, maybe looking for like an exit or something, so...
Pimp does have an AK, but he's about the only person with a weapon that would be worth it to hunt for. Everybody else, you give them a chance to earn $600, so we'll see what they decide to do. But again, gives himself a solid chance. If they decided to just run on in, they could be given, again, SMG money to the T side, as well as losing the chance at having a solid opportunity in the next round, as it would be a full save situation. Rush drops Hiko. That's going to be a UMP to play around with, and there's the AK of Pimp, so they're able to recover that and a UMP. I feel like that's... Okay, I spoke too soon. JDM is going to put some bullets into them, and they are both dead. Sad times.
So nothing saved now for OpTic. You almost wonder if they would have been better off just like really conservatively saving those pistol armor and MP9 armor rather than going for what they did. Nonetheless, though, we will see them pretty much full saved. Rush invests a little bit into a P250, but everyone else sticks with the USPs. So these MAC-10 still in effect for Liquid, looking to see if they can build up a little bit more cash, and the 11-7 should be right around the corner, it feels like.
Nitro's going to take this solo Broken Wall roll here with his MAC-10, as he's already jumping around. Flash rains out, and he's going to spot a lot of players. Well, that's enough information that, at the very least, his teammate can just walk into A without any worry at all. I think he saw 3, maybe even 4, so not going to get out of that more than 1 frag unless OpTic just whiffs like crazy. Rush drops Pimp. So that's it's a little bit to play around with at this point. We'll see if Rush gets aggressive with that AK or if they decide to just keep it in play, but it is a 4-on-3 nonetheless.
Yeah, nice resmoke there from JDM to make this retake a little bit more difficult. Now you do see them just go ahead and back that AK off on Bixwell. Rush kind of sticks in place to see if maybe he can't pick up an exit or two. But it's definitely going to be Mixwell trying to maintain that AK for later on.
Rush is actually inside of the smoke here. A connector drops a liege. More damage dealt. Can't go wrong with that. And JDM looks to head towards connector as well. So Rush might be able to find a nice timing here, and indeed he does. Plays with the sound. And he blindsides the T. So Hiko, only one surviving with this AK-47. Again, turns into an expensive round. Naf falls to him. But moving forward, Team Liquid on 11. OpTic on their buy round, and we'll see if they can put up a hold.
This is going to be, OpTic's chance here to see if they can't hold Liquid off. Had a pretty solid first half, very close. Lots of rounds that could have gone either way. Several kind of 1v1 post-man situations. It was a pretty crazy half, to be honest. But Liquid have been able to really pick it up here in the second half and kind of establish a lead. They're going to open up with the same default as last round as Hiko working drop and Nitro at the Long B platform. So that means a Liege and Pimp will just try to get control of these A-halls here. Mixwell with the op up close, but gets flashed off and gets caught a little bit, but doesn't get killed. Nice move by Stanislaw.
Stanislaw really recovering that situation. Mixwell just taking a lot of damage, being tagged up and everything. But he makes it back safely, and then Stanislaw with a double kill. So Liquid going to have to try and figure out a way to come back inside of this round. They've got 2 towards drop. And then still Pimp towards long A. So I imagine they'll try and work some sort of attention towards one side and hit the other, being that the bomb's towards drop. Pimp might have to find an opening towards A. But as we can see, no one's necessarily openly peeking him at the moment. Naf takes down Nitro. Now Hiko's going to have to collect the bomb, and Pimp still hasn't done very much at all, to be honest with you. I was hoping that he would pull some attention to this side because his teammates have the objective. He's kind of got to help them out somehow. He will slowly walk into A, but still, if he can find a rotator, maybe he pulls some players out. Hiko just going to stay inside of drop. I think that that's what he's waiting for, but eventually Mixwell gets the read that Pimp is wandering around. Hiko on the Tarek, but then he's dropped. So, again, I feel like Pimp probably could have done a little bit more there, but tries to walk into the site.
I think the goal when they had 2 alive at drop was to get drop room control and actually split the A-bomb site with Pimp having like line of sight down the entire A-way. But when that one player and drop went down and Hiko got left alone, that kind of killed everything that they were really trying to go for. And it is also pretty insane when you think about it that Pimp came that far into the A site and didn't see a single person.
Yeah, you would expect if someone's still there that you would have stumbled upon them at some point. And Mixwell I think he was on top of the roof, wasn't he? Just somehow found the correct angle to peek from and wasn't visible outside of that. So cool stuff. Liquid onto the save. And we're going to see just a B-side hit. 4 players heading out from Broken Wall. Nice counter flash. This kind of splits up the push a little bit here. Liege taking the boost up onto Tree Box. And it looks like this take is working out to be fairly successful. Nitro with a blindside Tarek and then takes down Naf thereafter. It's only Mixwell. And he's not in a great spot. Off on a retake. He throws that incendiary a little too far here. He actually tags up JDM heavily, but then JDM is able to tag him up before he hits Nitro. So Nitro with a massive triple kill there and a round at OpTic. That could be the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
If things weren't already going bad, let's add in an economy reset in the mix.
Right. Yeah,
let's just pile it on. Luckily, OpTic have enough money stored up to where they won't have to double save or anything like that, which can sometimes happen when you get your economy reset. They'll still be able to full buy next round. But this is basically Liquid being able to climb the 13 with ease for the most part. Unless they run into this crazy stack that OpTic have on the A-bomb site, everyone playing here.
Everybody indeed, all 5. We've got 2 towards, actually only 1 on A ramp. The rest are off towards long A. 1 inside of danger, actually making 2 now. They have been spotted out. That's going to Q Rush to actually push through the smoke. Pimp puts them down accordingly. And considering they've got a little bit of pressure towards B, wouldn't surprise me if they kind of poked into B a little bit more before committing to anything else. And actually, there's fully rotating towards this B side, so they are definitely taking the safe route as OpTic. We'll see if they decide to just push through, and that looks to be the case. Maybe OpTic can set up on the exit here towards T-spawn and find some sort of success picking up weaponry, but otherwise, this looks to be a freebie round for the Liquid side, as they got the bomb down, and a lot of times teams may just group up and go, well, one way or the other, but safety in numbers, so we might see a giant firefight come into play if they decide to go towards T-spawn. But they're actually boosting Elige up towards drop, so he should be able to spoil this party in just a moment as he slowly moves around the corner. Mixwell looking at the ball, playing an anti-flash. Elige with 2, Hiko with 2, and they deal with the crossfire exit fragging players. It's 13-8, 3 away before Team Liquid is able to see themselves in the grand finals.
Indeed, just a few steps away. OpTic, though, going to be able to get a full buy here, though there is one FAMAS being used, so it's not quite ideal. And NAF will, in fact, have the op over Mixwell. I've never really understood that, by the way, like, why they switch off so often. Mixwell is, like, the clear favorite with the op, in my opinion.
I'd have to assume that it's when he doesn't feel like he wants to use it, because I don't think it would be
I know
NAF.
he doubles as like an entry fragger with the rifle, so on the T side it might make sense to have NAF hold on to it while you let Mixwell kind of be part of the entry force with the AK in his hands, but in situations like this one, I don't know.
And NAF is playing solo towards A. Actually, he's going to have Stan group up with him, but could be something to do with that as well. I am uncertain, but we'll see Team Liquid group up towards B. Elige is playing inside of New Halls. Otherwise, everybody off towards this B-bomb site. Hiko is already peering inside of the drop-down. He doesn't spot anybody. Rush is playing passive in the second room towards the B-bomb site. We're going to see smokes raining in here towards the rock area. Molotov on top of tree box, and Elige able to entry onto 2. Mixwell with that M4A4 comes up with 2 of his own before being traded off. So not a bad hold. Gives his team a chance, but the downside is Stanislaw is way behind on this flank, whereas NAF is already close range in connector. I think a save call might be the correct
Yeah, the way that their
here.
money is, they really need to. I mean, they're going to have virtually nothing to work with when Liquid goes to map point in the next round, except for what they have in their hands right now, for the most part. And they do have, what, 2,400 coming in next round? I mean, your highest money is going to be, what, 3,050 on Mixwell? So, yeah, definitely need to hold this.
See if they can indeed hang on. NAF is positioned towards long A. Looks like Pimp is actually going to be flashing for Nitro here in just a moment, so see if he can find him. Nitro look at the wrong direction, but eventually flicks around after Pimp goes down. So they're not going to be able to keep that up in play. Only the M4A4 on Stan, and that's got to sting.
Yeah, definitely going to make it a little bit easier for Liquid to kind of march their way into map point and series point, for that matter. Move on to that grand finals to play against the winner of Cloud9 versus Immortals, which will take place, I think, around 45 minutes from now, but we'll try to get confirmation before we sign out from this match. But let's not quite give up on OpTic yet. They still do have a little bit of firepower to work with here.
Stan
has down the lead.
It's a nice start to the round, as we'll see aggressive push here from Tark towards Broken Wall. He's just going to be hiding in the side of the smoke. So we'll see if this works out. I don't think Liquid has any idea that he's pushed up here. Nitro goes down. That definitely lets us know they had no idea, but JDM finds the quick refrag. It's going to be a 3-on-4. So OpTic looking to hold. They've got a decent setup for what Liquid might throw at them towards this B side. Still 3 defenders here, 2 towards the plateau area. Pimp is going to slowly move on up. But again, fighting from a disadvantage.
Solid nade from JDM. Definitely got the job done of ninjuring himself. As Mixwell waiting right around the drop-down room. JDM just hoping that someone's going to walk in here and take a peek and he'll be able to get a free kill, but Mixwell not interested in doing any of that. So without him getting an opening, he'll just transition back over towards Long B, where Pimp is already holding his ground with the AK. Of course, we do see that there is one player behind the box that's going to be Rush. He's actually going to flash out and take a peek. He does spot Pimp, but wanted to lose the fight, and so it's now evened up 3-on-3, and here comes the execute.
There we go. Mixwell and NAF will be the defenders. Stan is going to have to rotate over, and he's now smoked off from the connector door. With the boost up onto Tree Bots. They're going to be able to spot them rotating around. Stan and Naf put down Pimp, and he goes only JDM, and he's got 5 seconds, so no way he's going to be able to find anything here. I thought maybe that frag, but after which he had no time. So OpTic, they will keep the dream alive.
Indeed they will, and they collect a lot of guns out of that, and Op even going to be in the play now because of it. Still a lot of money, though, on Liquid. You had JDM and Nitro with a massive bank, so going to be able to drop no problem. The rest of their players, and JDM even still able to put an Op in play. And Naf will hold on to the Op while Mixwell will take up the AK.
See Pimp heading quickly over towards this A side. Just going to drop a forward smoke and head back towards the team. So just trying to at least put some sort of attention towards that A side, but otherwise it looks to be a quick play. Nitro just tried to jump out from Broken Wall, but I think he hit Elige, so he didn't actually make it out. Then Elige falls to Naf, but JDM with the trade. We'll see a player still underneath the Broken Wall. That's Tarek falling immediately. So 3-on-4, looking like Team Liquid could find their round here, but Mixwell, something to say about it towards Statue. And Rush will be lurking around the tree box area, but JDM falls right into his crosshair, but unfortunately it's now only JDM, and he's low hit points, 10 remaining. Stanislaw up on tree box, sick flick shot from JDM, but Stanislaw able to close it out.
That's 2 rounds in a row that OpTic have done like a counter boost on tree from the CT side and burned Liquid for it. And Liquid, they keep looking like they're around the verge of taking the map point round, but somehow OpTic dig deep and find a way to fight back. Now they're at 10 rounds, and Liquid have finally run out of money, so they're actually starting to pose a serious comeback threat now if you're Liquid. Liquid going to put a little bit of investment into this one, though. They're going to get Tech 9s across the board. Also going to have some flashes. Also a tricky boost going on here with Stanislaw over on the A-bomb site. But it's not going to matter as Liquid looking to pounce on the B-bomb site right away.
I think Naf spotted a lot of players as he was able to peek the Broken Wall area with a flash. Didn't hit anybody, but lots of dead T's already. Naf taking down JDM. It's going to be Nitro 1v4. He's going to flash his way out. Actually makes it out. Puts quite a bit of damage into Rush, but he will fall. So OpTic on 11, inching closer to their own tie point.
Indeed, they are. Liquid, though, back onto the buy now. See what they have in store for us here. As OpTic are really starting to close the gap on the scoreboard and starting to put a little bit of pressure on Liquid now. Trying to see if they can't force that third map, which I think would be Train, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct. That would be exciting as well, considering we've seen a lot of opping from JDM. Looking pretty. Mixwell, I know that that's a map that he's got some nice op skills on as well, so we'll see if we make it that far. Forward smoke here from the CT side to lay things towards Broken Wall. And the setup at the moment, JDM and Elige are actually setting up some smokes towards this B side. So looking to help out, or maybe they'll just huck them over and pull these players back. I'm uncertain. We'll find out here in a moment. As again, 3 are close towards B, 2 way back towards that A side. So the smokes have been deployed, and eventually those players back from A, looks like they just wanted to line them up that way. I think one of them botched. There's one up on top of the roof here, so sad times in that regard. Naf goes down the trade from JDM yet again. Here's Tarek taking a lot of damage via Elige as he gets a double entry, and here we go. It's looking like, again, this could be it, as Stan finds himself alone.
Yeah, Lee's just kind of, you know, kicked it up a notch there. Just get 3 kills from entry at the drop-down room, just mowing everyone down that his crosshairs came across. And so that's going to do it. It's going to put Liquid at map point now. Stanislaw trying to see if he can't find a little bit of an exit or something like that just to get a little bit of damage done, but he's only going to be able to really find Elige. And money's pretty low, actually, on the CT side. They have had a 3-round winning streak, but they had to rebuy so many players throughout the last 3 rounds that they weren't really able to, like, save up a lot of money. So a couple of their players are really going to be hurting to buy in this next round, especially if Stanislaw can't save this M4.
Looks like he will keep it in play. Pimp not able to find his way through A quickly enough, and Stan actually just got to sprint into the B-bomb site and find some safety there. So, yeah, like you had highlighted, not a lot to play with. A couple M4s, but utility-wise, fairly hurting here on the CT front. But we'll see if Liquid can actually close, as, again, Elige was kind of their ticket to the victory in the last round. We'll see if he can go on for it if it's someone else here.
We will see Stanislaw trying to get aggressive here at middle and change things up a bit. He actually is able to get around the smoke and get in the corner. He's gone undetected, so he definitely could just blindside Elige, and in fact he will. JDM quick to make the trade, however, so it's not going to, you know, do a whole lot more damage than just the initial frag.
Elige has got to be frustrated about that. He was spamming into the smoke and then eventually goes for the reload, and that's when Stan decides to peekaboo on out. Luckily, JDM has been great on the refrag, as we'll see Liquid leaning towards this B side. They still have JDM posted towards A, so making certain that no one flanks. He's a little bit lit up himself from Stanislaw, so see if that comes into play. But at the moment, the T's, or rather the CTs, seem to have a good read on the B side play. They're going to lose another defender. Tarek going to peek out wide, eventually makes it towards the stairs. Not a bad position, but that Molotov is going to put him out in the open. Nitro takes down the rush. Tarek trying to put up the defense. Can't find it, though. It's only Mixwell. And he has to find every single player. Not going to be the case. 16-11. Team Liquid will find their 2-0 victory.